Now guys, the Arctic region may be the next global great game between the West and Russian China. Why do I say so? First of all, we need to have a deep understanding of the Arctic region. Then you will realize why it is such an important region. You see, it may look similar as the colonized of the South American by Spanish and Portuguese a few hundred years ago, where Spanish and Portuguese got very rich and powerful when they controlled South American resource around 400 to 500 years ago. First of all, the Arctic region have lots of natural resource. Around 22% of the global oil and gas reserve, which is around nearly 400 billion barrels of oil, is in the Arctic region. Moreover, Arctics also have vast deposit of economic valuable mineral resource, significant amount of gold, silver, diamond, iron, copper and zinc also. And there are a lot of rare earth metal and mineral in the Arctic. Rare earth metal are needed in the production of most modern day military weapons like aircraft and also used in the semiconductor chip production. Hence, we can say whoever control Arctic control the global future energy supply. This is because Arctic region is one of the few last place on Earth where her resource and energy are mostly not extracted and used out by human in the past. The main reason was the weather there was too cold for such drilling and extraction to take place in the past, and costs will be very high. But everything is changing now due to the global warming. Temperature in the Arctic region keep rising. A lot of ice has melted, and in the near future, cost of drilling oil and gas and extract natural mineral metal in the Arctic may tremendously drop, and the Arctic region may become the next Middle East, which is extremely rich in oil and gas and natural resource. And I would like to highlight that the rising temperature not only allow drilling oil and gas in the Arctic cheaper and more easy, it also allows the Arctic region to become the next global important trading route for container ship. You see, many experts estimated that in around 10 to 15 years time, due to the rising temperature, Arctic Sea lane may be totally ice-free during summertime, and using this Arctic Sea lane may save around 20 days of the shipping time now spent traveling from Europe to China via the Suez Canal and Strait of Malacca. And as we all know that it may be very hard to stop global warming, maybe in around 50 years or more, most of the Arctic Sea will be ice-free for most part of the year. And hence, whoever control the Arctic region not only control the global energy market in the future, he will also control one of the most important sea lane route in the world. So now, I think you may understand the strategic importance of the Arctic region for the global powers. So what are the West, Russia and China doing now over the control of the Arctic region? Before the Ukraine war, the West still enjoying a good working relationship with Russia in the Arctic. In 1996, 8 countries with Arctic land formed the Arctic Council, where they agreed to pool technology and money and share information to together extract natural resource and energy in the Arctic. After the Ukraine war, the Arctic region is no longer free of geopolitical conflict. It is fast becoming the center of the new conflict. Nations are now vying for military and commercial control over the Arctic. Russia is now excluded and isolated by the other 7 Arctic nations in the Arctic Council. Out of these 7 Arctic nations, only 2 nations, Finland and Sweden, are non-NATO nations. But since now both Finland and Sweden are also planning to join NATO, soon or later it will be NATO versus Russia in the Arctic region. Right now, it seems that Russians have a head start in the Arctic region. In the past 20 years, Putin has been dominating this fight for the Arctic. Military bases are rebuilt. Nuclear icebreaker ship submarines suitable to operate in the Arctic region are built. Vast amount of experience are gained by Russians. Russians have also built and developed more mining and oil extract operation along a 15,000 mile of Arctic coastline. Many experts have voiced out that the West and Americans have neglected the Arctic, and not much effort and fund are allocated in the technology, training, and infrastructure for the control of the Arctic. And they fear that Russia may gain the upper hand in the control of the Arctic in the long run. Moreover, after being isolated by the 7 Arctic nation in the Arctic Council, Russia is focusing on getting China on her side in the Arctic, benefiting from the confrontation between Russia and West in the Arctic. China now have more opportunity to carry out cooperation with Russia in the Arctic now, as Russia may need China investment and technology to further enhance her control over the Arctic region. And China gain by having access to Arctic region, and since it will be an important global trading route in the future, any cooperation with Russia, China should have more influence in the Arctic region, and that is kind of important for China. Right now, China is installing a larger presence in the Arctic through an extensive partnership with Russia in area ranging from multi-use port and airfield to energy extract. The partnership also includes scientific research, sharing of intelligence, and in the past few years, it is becoming more and more common for Russian and China Navy to hold military training near the Arctic region. However, the American policymaker may not find the Arctic region that important yet. Not much fund and research are allocated in the Arctic in the past few decades. They seems not realizing how important the Arctic region will be in the future in terms of global trade route and global oil and gas control. Compared to the Russian, the West simply do not have much military and research base in Arctic, and not many ships that can operate in the Arctic, and outdated knowledge on how to operate equipment and ship in the Arctic. The US only have 2 Arctic capable ice-breaking ships, while Russians have more than 50 Arctic icebreaker ships. The American is poorly resourced in the Arctic and unprepared to deal with the climate threat in Arctic, which may affect Alaska. Not enough fund and research are allocated for the Arctic. The American and West have less than 10 bases in the Arctic, and Russian have more than 50 bases in the Arctic region. And worse, US have no deep sea port in the Arctic now. Most US bases in Arctic are in poor condition and consistently require repair. So unless the West do something to improve their control and capabilities in the Arctic region before it is too late, if not, most likely the West may lose control of the Arctic region, and in the years to come, China and Russia will have greatest control over the oil and gas, natural mineral, and most important, the sea trading route in the Arctic region, giving them tremendous power over the global energy and trade issue. Losing control of the Arctic may lead to the American losing her undisputed global superpower position, and that may lead to the decline of the US dollar, as most likely China and Russia will sell this oil and gas and natural mineral not in the US dollar. And container ship that use Russian port in the future may not be allowed to use US dollar for trading in the Arctic region. Now, if the above really happen, then the global usage of the US dollar in the global trade and buying of oil and gas and natural resource may tremendously drop if more shipping companies use the Arctic ship sea route in the future to save time and cost for their global trade. Then US dollar will most likely lose her reserve currency and the petrodollar system may break down. That may mark the end of the US hegemony, and the American may struggle to find buyer for their debts. She may collapse under her massive debt and massive budget deficit. So we need to understand that with her vast amount of oil and gas and natural mineral and important global sea trading route, the Arctic region may be the kingmaker. Whoever controls the Arctic region in the future may control the world order in the future. So what is your view on this? Who do you think will control the Arctic region in the future? Is it the American or Russian and China? Please comment below and share with me. Please subscribe, share and like. Thanks for watching.